Hello, everyone. Welcome. Guys, we'll get started shortly here. We'll get started shortly. Welcome. Hey, Kat. Welcome, Kat. Welcome. Hey, Travis. Welcome, Travis. Guys, we'll get started shortly. We'll get started shortly. Hey, Anthony. Welcome, Anthony. Welcome. We'll get started shortly. Hey, Tylak. Welcome. Guys, we'll get started shortly. This is our advanced class, our advanced trading class. We'll get started. Hey, Stella. Welcome, Stella. Welcome.
Hey, David. How are you?
Good, good. I am ready for the weekend. Oh, my goodness. Crazy week. We'll get started shortly. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I know it's Friday afternoon. As you guys know, this is the advanced class. So we'll go over some advanced strategies for you guys. I'm going to share my screen here. 1 second here. Let's see here. All right. Let's see, right here. Okay, so you guys should see my screen here. We went over some of this yesterday in the equities class, equities and options. I just kind of want to review this quickly. All right. And then tonight I want to do, hey, Mary, tonight I want to do things a bit different. Hello. I want to do things a bit differently. I kind of want to open up the floor and find out, you know, some concerns that you guys might have, some issues that you guys might have. So we can try to help you. Perhaps in increasing your odds in trading. All right, perhaps your entries and your exits. Okay, so we'll kind of want your feedback on things. Okay, and then we'll take it from there. Those of you who did not attend the training last night, we went over equities, and I want you guys to see what's happening here. We definitely have a rotation right? So we definitely have a rotation in the equities market. Hey, Peter, welcome. All right, so we continuing to see buying, right, in the Dow. So green candles here. All right, so we do not have buy signals yet. All right, but we definitely have, we're not in the markdown phase anymore, right? So we've got buying coming in, buying coming in. All right, so green candles, we look to get some buy signals early next week. All right, the S&P looks really good. S&P looks really good. All right, so buy signals, no buy signals, green candles though. We should get a buy signal real soon. This right here looks a lot like this right here. All right, so market looks a lot better. All right, VIX is coming down. VIX is at 2081. All right, we need that number to get below 20, but we'll take this, right? Nice move down. They're selling the VIX, right? That's good for the market to move higher. Solid selling here in the VIX, okay? So 2081, all right? And this stuff is important, so we need to track this, right? Here is the NASDAQ, right? Getting some buying in the NASDAQ. This is nice, close near the high of the day, right? Close near the high of the day, which is good. All right. Clearly out of that markdown phase, buyers are now getting in control. All right. The Russell, let's take a look here. Russell is holding, but again, it's out of that consolidation, right? Breaking resistance. All right. We need some follow through on the Russell there. All right. If you guys look here, right, we have a ton more sectors, right? Lots of sectors that are now up. So guys, remember, right, we only had energy. Energy was the only sector right here that was up. All the rest were down. Now they're all moving higher. So we need to pay attention to these rotations, okay? Pay attention to these rotations. And this is somewhat advanced. Most traders do not pay attention to this, okay? They just randomly, right? New traders, even experienced traders will just randomly buy a stock. And we don't want to do that, okay? So we really need to follow the sectors as the institutions rotate, right? From one sector to the next, we want to be right there, right? We want to be right there in those sectors, trading those stocks within those sectors. All right. So very, very important. Very, very important. This is a new rotation. So as you guys become more savvy in your trading, it's gonna get pretty progress. It's hello Al. It gets pretty exciting, right, when you see new rotations happening. That's new opportunities. Okay, so always get excited when you see new rotations happening, right, from one sector to the next. It's a good thing. All right, it's a good thing. Any questions on this, on rotations? Any questions on how the markets rotates and why it's important? Any questions?
Well, why does the market rotate?
Okay. Why do you think it rotates, Mary? Why do you think the market rotates?
Just well, gosh, I don't know. That's my, I'm so new. Yeah.
Does anyone
maybe
else
ask an advanced person?
Does anyone else want to answer that? Why does the market rotate?
Because sometimes different sectors are doing better than others.
Okay. Okay. Doing better how? How, Anthony? Doing better how?
Well, I guess not getting that hit or clobbered as much as others. Like, you know, you might have like the tech area doing better than, say, I don't know, pharmaceutical or which
Okay.
that would be kind of tech.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. But what other reason for us as traders, right? So when we look at buying, right? Buying, why do you think the institutions rotate capital or money flows from one sector to the next? Think as a trader now, right? Right?
Diversify.
Diversify, right? Oh, yeah, good. Good. What else? What else?
They have so much money that they don't know what to do with it. So
Okay.
what?
Oh man.
Maybe we'll take that one. We'll take that one. Yeah, we'll take
Thank
that.
you, David.
What else?
You know me.
I know
Okay.
you. I know you. I
Yeah.
know you. Um,
Does it have anything to do with I don't know, for example, like the seasons that we're in?
absolutely. Yes.
So whatever season the economy is in,
Yes. So
that's how
there's
they're
a
making
yeah,
news.
there's a seasonality to it. And then Peter mentioned the other day, right? So there's a season, there's cycles, right? There are cycles. But what's the most important reason that they move from one sector to the next, one market to the next? Think of it as if you're in this, right? And we know that this trading is a zero-sum game, right? It's a zero-sum game, and they're in this to make money, right? It's not personal.
Some sectors are overbought.
Very good, Travis.
Oversold.
Very good, Travis. Very good. Very good. That is the number one reason, right? So that is the number one reason, right? So they will, once a sector becomes overbought, right? They will get out of that sector, right? They will get out of that sector at the high, right? And then find a sector that's been oversold, right? And they'll buy that sector that's been oversold because they're getting what? A cheaper price, right? So we saw that with tech recently, right? So tech was really overbought, right? Really overbought, right? They got out of tech, right? You guys saw the NASDAQ, right? The NASDAQ came down pretty hard, right? But guess what? Commodities, right? Commodities had been oversold for quite a long time, right? Energy, right, had been oversold for a long time. Metals had been oversold for a long time, right? So they rotate out of those, out of tech, right? And then got into those precious metals, energy, right? And now they drove that up. Energy, they drove up energy pretty hard, right? Right. So at some point they'll get out of energy, they'll get back into tech, right? They'll get back into tech and so forth. All right. All right. Peter, you have a question? Peter, you have a question? Are you muted?
That can we look at a specific stock, the sniper recommendation?
Okay.
The Elaine, ELAN.
All right. In sniper. Okay, right here. Mm-hmm.
Right. This is kind of a question for everybody in the group that short stocks. My idea is basically looking for stocks to short. So my strategy is get the money now from Elaine. So I sold 190 shares And I got the money. I got like $5,300 up front. So then I protect my position. Let's say if it goes up, so I bought two $27 calls for like $65. So if it moves against me a lot, I'll be protected. I can get out of my position. So I take that money and I finance, I buy other things that it's hot. I bought energy stocks today. So anybody have any opinions on, is there something that I missed? Something I need to watch out for if I do this kind of, shorting stock to get the money and finance other positions?
Okay, so Peter, can you slow that down a bit? All right, okay, so can you slow that down and just kind of explain what you're doing here?
Yeah, basically I shorted this Elaine.
You shorted the stock or you got puts?
Yeah, I shorted the stock.
Okay.
The one I shorted 190 shares of the stock at $26.60.
Okay.
So because this chart is giving us a recommendation that there's a sell signal. So
Yes.
I don't want to buy anything. I don't want to buy a put, even though that's sniper trader. I
Okay.
want to get the money, and with that money, protect myself. If it goes up, I purchase a $27 call to hedge my position.
To hedge your
Well,
put.
$27 call will get me out of my short by protecting that price at $27. So I take the money. This is step 2. I take the money and purchase something that I really want to buy. So that's kind of my strategy, is basically find stocks to short, get the money now, and finance other positions.
Okay, so you're taking so you're looking for capital, right? So you're
Correct.
looking for a short play, right? To get capital, to take that capital now and put it in a more solid position, a more long-term position, right?
Yeah, just something that would make money. So my protecting of that position by buying a call at $27. So if it goes against me, let's say next week it goes to $28. So at least I can get out of that position at $27. I could purchase it back at $27.
But
So
your
that's
large,
kind of my protecting my risk.
okay, but your larger position is the short.
Yeah,
That's your-
basically going short $26.60.
Okay.
So any thoughts on other people who use this kind of shorting strategy?
I would go buy some Madeira. No, just kidding. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
already bought Moderna today.
That was
That's
just a joke, Peter.
I actually did it
Okay.
because Moderna's
did?
hot.
Oh my
Because
goodness
I
gracious.
take the money and I finance other positions.
Good job. I'm proud of you. I want to
see
be
whether-
your student.
Is there something maybe that I missed on using this strategy, like hedging my downside?
Okay, so let's take a look at it then. All right. And this would be advanced, all right? This would be advanced. And the bottom line is, and we need to do this when we trade. We need to look for areas where we can get income. Okay, so that's what Peter is really doing, right? He's trying to get income, short-term income, to finance his, the trades he really want to play out. All right, so let's look at now with
And
Sniper.
the margins was great on this one. So to get $5,300, they only had to hold $560. They only held margins 500 to give me that cash up front. So that was awesome.
Now, where you looking to short it to? You have a target?
Probably around $25.80. Because the original sniper position was a put on on Elaine, right?
Yes,
I saw that.
yes, yes. But you're
So
not getting, you're not
really
getting the
looked at the
put.
chart and saw what's the lowest low? The lowest low is around $25.
Okay. So we know with Sniper, we're looking short term, right? We're looking short term, all right? Get in on Fridays, get in on Fridays, get out on Monday. All right. So this is a bit different. All right. This is a bit different. Now, if we were to analyze this though, all right. So here's Elaine on the daily time frame. All right. So here it is on the daily time frame. All right.
I saw that and I said, wow, it could go really against me if I'm not careful. It could pop up all the way to $29, $30 if I'm short on this position. So I was thinking about my hedge, my protection.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tricky trade. You know, this is not a sniper trade. Absolutely, guys. So sniper traders, this is not a sniper trade. All right. So Peter's doing
But
something.
you gave me the idea. You gave me the idea to go short on this one. I would have never come across this
Oh
stock.
my
oh.
God.
And I think Peter is starting to develop something here, and this is pretty cool. This is what the best traders do, right? They will find different patterns that, and that's what you guys have to do too, right? I know Daniel is trying to figure some stuff out on the way on his trading style, right?
Yes, I am.
And Peter found, Peter, it was last week you found one with a nice range, right? So Peter's starting to find these ranges here, right? So he's getting away from these trending trades, right? And he's looking at this range between support and resistance. Those are great opportunities. The reason why, but you have to be a different type of trader. I'm not this type of trader, right? I'm more of a trend trader, right? And this is what we teach, trend following, right? But the cool thing about, and everyone is different, and when you guys figure out, right, your own trading style, and that's okay. It's okay to figure out your own trading style within what we do. That's okay. All right. So here is resistance, pretty good resistance right here. Price failed, right? This is on the daily time frame. Pretty good resistance, pretty good support. All right. Peter knows that, hey, guess what? Failed resistance. The price is right here, close right here, right? Failed resistance, right? So we got pretty good resistance, right? If the trade goes, he's going to go short, right? So he's looking to short it all the way back down here, right down here. He's looking to short it. And guess what? It's in a tight range. Guess what? There's a good chance he's got a big white candle, failed resistance. Guess what? What comes after the white consolidating candles? Red candles, kind of like this right here, right? Kind of like this right here. So he's hoping that, hey, it's in a downward trend. So look here. And good job on this, Peter. All right. Yeah, so it's in a downward trend, right? So price is coming down, markdown phase, markdown phase. If it failed resistance, which it did, he's got a really good chance that selling will come in, kind of like in here, right here, and get him to right here, that $25 mark. All right. It's done it before, right? It's failed resistance. And just in case it goes against him, right? Just in case it goes against him, he's got a call, right? So just in case it goes against him, he's got a call to protect his short position. That's pretty awesome trading.
The calls, it's will protect 200 shares of my short position. So one call is 100 shares, and then two calls is 200 shares. So I shorted 190 shares. There's room for another 10 shares if, let's come Monday and it popped up $27.50. So I could short, get the money for another 10 shares. So that's kind of my thinking is basically how do I protect my position if it goes against me? And hopefully it'll go, down that I want. I was just thinking about like, if I was like, a professional, we always think about risk. How do we manage our risk? I really like going short because you're getting the money up front and you could do other things. Like there was a lot of positions that I had to really clean up and get out of the position. So that's why I was thinking about how do I finance myself.
Any questions on this, what Peter is doing here?
I
I
have
do.
more of a question on.
Go ahead,
I
Travis.
I have a,
Go ahead,
oh,
Mary.
go ahead. Okay, thanks. Okay, so in that situation, you're analyzing the difference between the white candle, then the red candle, then the white candle. So you're looking at the green candle, but then here comes that huge white candle. So we're going to make an analytical decision that possibly the next will be another red candle.
Yeah, we're just looking at the price pattern, right?
Yeah, the system's telling us to go short on the 30 minutes, and also sniper, it's telling us to buy a put. So since it's telling it's bearish short term, so my trade is basically based on it's a bearish trade.
And
Right, but you're saying you want to go back in there, right? So where would you go back in? That's my question.
I would exit my position. I would buy to close around 25 at the bottom. You see at the red candles, the bottom.
Yeah.
Three.
So
So David, the trade, if you take a look at it, because sniper, we're doing 30 minutes.
yeah,
So,
so
we're looking at the
so-
we're looking at the 30 minutes, and it gives us a sell signal.
yeah, so let me add this. All right, because this is pretty cool. So what Peter is doing is this. He's using sniper, guys, right? He's using sniper to do this. And why is this important? Right? Because we are shorting, right? We are shorting Elaine. We're getting puts in Elaine. And we know that, right? When we trade with sniper, we know that there's another level. So it's not just support and resistance, right? Not just the price action. What else do we have with sniper that we don't have with any of the other systems? What else do we have with sniper?
Institutional
Precision.
confirmation.
Yes, we know that we have data, right? That's why we get these. We know there's some type of bad news. There's a reason, right? There is data out there. There's a catalyst out there that's gonna drive that stock down, right? So he's not just getting any stock, right? He's taking his sniper stock, right, which is a put, right, which has whether it's bad news, whatever, right. So he has a catalyst that will help Mary push the price down. So yes, we do have a white candle, right? That's good. We failed resistance. That's good. We have a target here at $25. That's good, but he also has a catalyst. All right, because it's a sniper trade. Guess what? Catalyst to help push that price down, right? That's why he's shorting it. That's pretty awesome. Just in case, right, it goes against him, he's got calls to protect his downside risk. All right. So pretty good. Hey, Travis, you had a question?
Yeah, my question was more basic to Peter kept saying that the short side, you get your money up front. I just wanted to clarify, like, what did he mean by that?
Exactly what I just said. You get the money up front to do what you wish.
But why? So you just mean in terms of where we are in the trend or the market, not necessarily like a fundamental difference between going short and long.
As in the cash is in your account to do what you wish. You get the money up front.
So Travis, unlike and I think this is what Peter is referring to, right? Unlike an option, right, where you have to wait, right? That cash is in your account.
Got it. That's exactly what I meant. I wanted to make sure I understood that. Okay. Yeah.
As in that cash is not tied up. It's like when you're buying something, the cash is gone. It's left your account. So when you're shorting, you get the cash credited to your account, and they only hold as a margin for this stock 10%. So to give me $5,400, they only held $560 aside for that
Got
money.
it. Okay.
So I actually got 90% of the money up front. Of course, I'm in this position. I actually had to buy back. I had to give the money back to get out of this position. So hopefully it goes in my way, you know, but if it doesn't go in I have a call to protect it.
All right, now I get the full pit. Now it all makes sense. Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Pretty advanced, right? But good job. Good job. You can't, no, Peter, you're doing this because of sniper, right? Because it's a sniper trade, right? So you have, I'm assuming you've got more confidence in this trade working out because it's got
the confidence is sniper.
The confidence, yeah.
It's a sniper trade play.
Yeah.
Instead of, because I usually each position, I don't spend over $800. So this position actually costs like $650 between the margins and also the two calls, because buying the hedge was only $65. So I bought two calls, so that's $120, and they held $560. So that's about 600 something.
Okay.
And because Sniper told me, hey, we're going bearish on this trade, so that's why I was okay. Let me finance. Let me get some money up front.
You're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yes,
That's a whole fact.
Pun intended.
That's true.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I like the fact that Peter is using Sniper, right, to do this, right? I haven't thought about doing it that way, right? I just when I trade Sniper, just trade the, you know, the naked put, naked call. That's it, right? But that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, for the two Sniper recommendations, I just played it straight, just two calls. For because can we look at it on the 30 minutes? Then I'll let someone move on.
Elaine, same Elaine.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
Okay. All right.
Like I use the system to give me confirmation on the direction.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. So here it is here on the 30-minute. That's what you need, Peter, right here?
Yeah, see, I was looking at the 30 minutes and the hour and the daily, and it's giving us a sell signal right there. The little red circle.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job. Good job. All right. Any other questions on this? Anything that you guys have perhaps some issues with? All right. So those of you who are using the systems, any issues that you guys are having? I know Stellar, and this is really cool when you guys, I like the fact that Peter is doing this, right? Stella found a pretty cool thing too, with Robinhood, right? So Stella, you want to talk about what you found with Robinhood, if you don't mind?
Yeah, I took this the sniper trades on both Robinhood and on Fidelity. And I think 2 weeks in a row, I noticed that that on Robinhood, like the slippage was just like quite high compared to Fidelity. So I don't know if other people have noticed that, but I did it again today just to confirm again on Monday. But yes, I figured I'd probably just use Fidelity for the options.
Yeah, and it was a pretty big spread slippage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I use both. I never really figured it out because I never, I've never done it that way, but she did some work. She did some homework and found that there is a big, and she did it enough times where it's a pretty big slippage with Robinhood. All right.
So are you suggesting, Stella, that I have a Robinhood? And I mean, I'm kind of setting myself up. Are you also suggesting that I'm not really happy with Robinhood, by the way, because I was playing with some of the, crypto and stuff like that. And it only allows me, first of all, to do 2 transactions per day. And it takes forever for the money to come back into my account. I was so disappointed with that. I want to be able to, like, if I sold crypto, Bitcoin, just to play with it. And it took forever. And then they, of course, charged their $2 fees. But, and then they only allowed me to sell 2 things one day. Then I had to go back the next day if I wanted to sell, because I bought all these little, Bitcoin and all these other coins that didn't make any sense. I just liked them, just for fun.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing though is that slippage, right? So that slippage was especially once you start putting real capital to work. If you're just starting off, it might not be a big deal. But even with what Stella caught, it was a a big difference. So just kind of think about that as you might continue to use Robinhood, but just use it perhaps as a backup. Okay. As you mentioned, Mary, Bitcoin and cryptos, we are seeing where Bitcoin is moving higher. Okay, so it is right here at that resistance, right? And we've been watching where the price is moving higher. All right, so it is almost right there. It got up to 45. 45 is that resistance we're looking at for Bitcoin right here. All right, and it's pretty good resistance. So it came right up to 45,000. Okay, pull back a bit. Okay, pull back a bit. But it looks good to push through and break that resistance. Okay, so it's too early to get a buy signal, but we should see it get above this resistance, get about perhaps 50,000. We'll probably, I think based on how the price action is moving here, I think about 50,000, might even higher before we get a buy signal. Okay, so but it does look good to move higher. if Bitcoin can get, if it can get around 50, 52, give a buy signal, then I think we could get, we can get back near the highs. All right, I think we can get back near the highs. All right, pretty good.
So David, are you saying that that's when the buy signal comes in and you would buy it?
Yeah, if you
right?
wanted to,
That's
yes,
yeah,
yes,
if you wanted to.
yeah,
Mhm.
kind of
Okay,
like
curious.
this right here. But it's
Mhm.
clearly the buyers are getting back in control. Like I said, 45,000 is a big resistance right now. All right. It's definitely cleared the support areas down in that area here. So look for it. We'll know over the weekend, right? We'll know over the weekend and going into next week. But it's definitely improving. I mean, if you guys look here, definitely improving, but it's got to get above right here. Okay. What else? What else? What else? There was something else.
We're doing advance meeting, so let's hear some advanced strategies, everybody.
Anyone else? Anyone else? Is there, what I want to hear is there any issues that you guys are having? Any issues out there, right? That I can show you guys how to maneuver, right? Anything you guys are
I have
having
one.
difficulty with?
I have one.
With a
How-
trade, maybe with a trade?
Shucks, no, I'm
Okay.
buying all this stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I want to find those of you who are trading, right? You're in them right now, right? Are there anything that you guys are having difficulties with? Anything that's like, oh, you know, whether it's your entries, your exits, staying in the trade, and you know, anything like that.
Yeah, I think I have issues with scaling my trades. Scaling my trades.
Okay.
I need to learn how to scale my trades, and I'm not too familiar with that.
Okay, very good. Scaling. Okay. Was there one particular instrument, Daniel? Was it a Forex pair that you were scaling with?
Well, yeah. So right now I'm doing pound yen, but I just don't know how scaling works in general. Just like I just don't know. Like I'm so far just been doing like, you know, 1 and 2 trades, but I'm not familiar with scaling, you know. So I
Okay.
just maybe need like an explanation of how scaling works,
Okay.
and you know, in simple terms.
Okay. All right. So when we scale, we can either scale in or we can scale out of trades. Okay. So we can scale in or we can scale out of trades. Okay. There are two schools of thought on this, right? A lot of traders, right, with a lot of capital, right? Professional traders with a lot of capital, they scale out. Okay. They scale out. So they'll take a big initial trade. So we'll take pound yen as an example. All right. So here is pound yen. Here is the buy signal. So let's say this is the trade, right? So a big trader, let's say a big trader, let's say, we'll say 10,000. So he puts 10,000 on the trade right here, right? 10,000 on the trade. As the price breaks resistance, he's going to scale out of the trade. Okay. So he put a big position here, 10,000. Price is moving out higher. He's going to take some profits. He's going to close. So let's say it's 10,000, right? So he might close 2,000 of that trade. All right. So he's banking.
The question is, how do you do that? Because in Forex.com, I don't even know if they allow me to do that. If I put a trade for 10,000, let's say for example, and then I make 3,000, you know, how does I don't even know if Forex.com allows me to do that unless I do like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I know Traders Way will allow for that. Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Traders Way, a lot of your equities accounts will do that. Okay, but the concept is this. Okay, you can scale out. So as you take a big position, as the price moves higher, starts breaking resistance, you take profits off the table. Okay, you keep taking profits off the table. That's scaling out. Scaling in is the reverse. Okay, so you take a small position, right? So you take a small position as the trade moves in your favor, right? Whether it breaks resistance or pulls back to the moving average, you keep adding. Okay, this is really what we do, right? Because a lot of our traders, right, and the way we trade, we don't want to put in a big, because you guys, you know, you haven't been trading for a long time, right? So you don't want to put on a big trade on your first trade, right? So professional traders, really good traders, that's what they do. They take a big position and then scale out, take profits as the price moves higher. All right. For small traders, right? Small traders, which is what we are, right? We're going to take a small position here as the position breaks resistance, like we always say, right? And you can add to your position. And what we're doing in this case, we are using the broker's money, the profits that we've made, to keep adding in, scaling in. Okay, Daniel, there are two areas to scale in, right? You can scale in on a break of resistance, or you can scale in when the price pulls back to the moving average, which is usually near a support level. Okay, so all you're doing is you add into that position. That's scaling in. All right, that makes sense. Does that help?
Yeah, and that's the reason why maybe I just didn't know what it meant, because I only use Forex.com. So I guess I need to start using Traders Way.
No, you can scale up with Forex.com. You can keep adding to that position. It's just scaling out. So you can, so you can keep adding. You would add your first position here, second position here, third position here, fourth position here, and then you would just close.
Reverse,
you would just exit. Okay.
Yeah. Another thing is the spread cost for Traders Way. Is it cheaper than Forex.com, or is it the same?
It's about the same. Yeah, I think Traders Way might be a bit more, but it's not a big difference. Yeah, it's
got it.
The difference with Hugo's Way, Traders Way, is that they're going to give you more leverage. So Forex.com is going to give you 50-to-1 leverage. Okay. Hugo's Way, Traders Way, it is 500-to-1. Okay, so you're gonna get more leverage, but as you know, more leverage, more risk,
more loss. Yeah,
more risk. Okay,
more leverage, more risk. Yes, not ready for that yet.
All right.
Traders Way, David, is Traders Way, is that an American company? I know Hugo's Way is overseas, right?
Yeah, they're both overseas, right? So they're not regulated, right? So I mean, they've been around for a while, but they're not regulated. So that's an issue, right?
And they all use crypto, right? Both of them do.
I think so. Yes.
That sucks. Well, it doesn't, but I just don't want to touch my Bitcoin.
Yeah, with Forex.com, you don't have an issue because we don't scale out. Okay, we don't scale out. We scale in. All right, so we would buy here, buy here, buy here, right, buy here, and then just close all the positions. You won't be taking a large position here and then scale out, right? That's not what we do, right? So you'll find with Forex.com.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Dave.
Okay.
David, does TradeStation do Forex?
No, I wish they did. They did before, right? And I think gosh, it's got to be what, 4 years now. The Swiss, all the Swiss peers, it just all of a sudden the darn thing crashed, and the Swiss franc just crashed, and a lot of the brokers, and this is why we want to be careful with some of the outside brokers, all right, that are the offshore brokers. So what happened, the Swiss franc crashed, and FXCM at the time was the top. I think FXCM was the top Forex broker, FXCM, and they went under. And Forex.com, they had to come in, kind of rescue FXCM, and they were able to take over the company. So FXCM is no longer around. All right, some of the top traders that I learned from years ago worked for FXCM. It was pretty sad because they were good company, but when the Swiss franc crashed, they just blew up. They just blew up, and then when that happened, TradeStation just got rid of Forex. They didn't want to have that type of risk anymore. So we still get the data. So we get the data from TradeStation, but they do not allow funded accounts anymore. Yeah, so we cannot trade on the platform. We have the data, but they don't allow for funded accounts anymore. Because of that, and all that happened with the Swiss franc. Okay, so these markets are crazy. So one of the reasons why I always recommend Forex.com is because they're here in the US, they're regulated. The other brokers are not regulated. It's not a big deal if you're not keeping a lot of money in the account. So you just trade in, you trade in, you're taking your capital out and you're bringing it here, you're keeping it here in the US, but you don't want to have large amount of capital in those offshore banks because they're not regulated. Okay. But good question, Stella. Good question. But everything else we can trade on TradeStation. So futures, equities, options, everything else except for Forex. All right, but we still have the data. All right. Anything else? Good job, Peter. That's good trading. Stella, thanks for finding that out with Fidelity and Robinhood. Right. So guys, I would if you're gonna trade Robinhood, just know that there is some slippage there. All right.
I missed that on Fidelity. Fidelity, you trades Forex also?
No, I don't think so.
No, I thought you said something about Fidelity.
For equities.
Oh, for equities. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
for Sniper. All right, guys. Any other questions?
Could we look at a specific stock?
All right. What's the
It's called-
symbol?
It's called EAR, EAR. Healthcare stock.
Healthcare, okay.
So it was recommendation on heat seeker.
Okay.
Let's see. Healthcare stock going long.
Peter, you're a working heat seeker, man. I love it. Look at this. This hasn't, look at this. There hasn't been a buy signal since January of 2021. This is a daily time
Wow.
frame.
It's definitely ranging and getting ready to go up. You can tell.
Yeah. This is pretty cool, right? Here was the last buy signal. We haven't had a buy signal. And look at this here.
So yeah, I was looking at the 1 hour and it gave us a buy signal. And then of course the daily gave us a buy signal. Pretty good risk reward if you just buy the stock.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, you probably could,
Absolutely.
if it pops up, it could go all the way to what, $9-10. That would be 2 times your money.
Yeah. And you've got support here. The worst you can lose, what, 3 something? That's pretty good. Let's take a look at the monthly just to see.
I got killed by the IWM going short on it, so I'm trying to rebuild my capital. So I'm just taking smaller trades, but I'm looking for those 3-to-1 returns.
Okay, so I want to talk about IWM and Peter's trade here, but look here, guys, look at this. It fell all the way to 555. It came all the way at a high of 77. Right. That's good. Let's see here. All right, look at this. This is on the weekly, right? This is on the weekly. And you said, Peter, on the 60-minute, it's
Yeah, 60 minutes gave us a buy signal. And on daily gave us a buy signal. So it looks pretty good for a good trade.
oh yeah, look at the 30.
It's healthcare.
Yeah.
Healthcare.
Yeah. Yeah, on the 60. All right, here's the 60-minute. Very good. It's moving up. It fell down pretty good, right? This is a good find here on the daily here. I tell you.
What I'm concerned about is basically my downside risk. It's like, you know, like $5 stock. I mean, to make real money, you gotta buy at least 500 to 1,000 shares.
Yeah, but guess what? They're not dropping. This stock hasn't gone below. Let's see here. It's got really good support at 430, 433. You've got really good support. All right, really good support at 433. They've
433.
Yeah, they've held it. I wouldn't count this. Right, I wouldn't count this. They've held it. So good job finding. I mean, look at this no buy signal since 2021. No buy signal. Guys, I mean, you gotta love this stuff, right? You gotta love this stuff. No buy signal all this time. No buy signal. Let's talk about Peter's trade for a second. I've been meaning to talk about this. So IWM, we all know about Peter's trade. We all know about Peter's IWM trade. And I want you to know that, Peter, you did a good job, right?
David, what happened to the markdown cycle? The markdown
I know,
phase.
right?
It's like,
I
it only
know.
marked down what, 15-20%, and that's it.
Yeah, right. Okay, so and this is this is an example, right? That we can't control what the price does. And so here was Peter's let's do this, and we'll end with this. But I think this is important. Because sometimes we think we've done, because the trade didn't work out, we've done something wrong. All right. And what we have to do is we've got to give up, right, on the fact that it has to work out. Once we start forcing and saying that it just has to work, that's when things get really, really bad, right? Okay, so here was Peter's trade here. Here was his short signal, right? He's in the trade, it's in the trade, right? And this was very tough. I mean, I felt bad, right? I felt bad for Peter because we watching this, and we're watching it. And you know what he finally did, right? Because he's getting whipsawed around. He finally started trading it. So rather than hoping and praying that it's going to go down and holding that position, right? Price is coming down, hitting support, pulling back. He can't control this. We can't control any of this, right? But guess what he did? When this happened, he finally gave up. And I know because I was right there, right? He finally gave up and said, hey, it's range bound. I'm going to trade it between the ranges right here. All right. So where most traders, right, where they would take, let's say they took the position short, right, and they would still be in the position. And guess what? The buyers are coming in. This is what we do all the time when we go long, right? We go long, right? We'll go long. You guys know this, right? You go long, you bought Bitcoin up here, right? You bought Bitcoin up here, and it's coming down, and we still stay in, hoping one day that it goes back all the way up and we can break even. All right. So what Peter did was this, and this is pretty cool, right? And we always want to find the lessons in what we do, right? So rather than keeping, and he was pretty big in his positions. He was heavy, right? So he closed positions, trimmed his positions, and as a matter of fact, started trading this up and down, got some cool puts, got some calls, and guess what? He's almost totally out of it. So guess what? If the buyers come in, which they're starting to come in, right, and push the price all the way up, he's totally out of the trade. All right, he's totally out. Now he can take advantage of calls. Okay, understand that what we want doesn't matter. What we think will happen doesn't matter. Okay, so yes, we do all our work, right? We do our work, right? But guess what? Right? Guess what? This trade right here, we can do everything. Peter can time this perfectly. We've got a buy signal, right? If it goes against us, break support, we've got to get out. We've got to get out, right? No emotions, right? Here is the sell, here is the buy to cover, right? So the sell short signal here is the buy to cover, should be out of this trade. Most people, guys, most traders, they're still in, right? Price keeps going up. You guys know, you've done it before. Price keeps going up, right? You stay in and you're hoping that, hey, it's going to come back down, break this support. It's going to give you that markdown phase that we so want, right? It doesn't work like that, right?
I lost a lot of money like that.
Yep.
A lot of money.
Yep. Yeah.
I feel your pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not more than me.
Yeah. So this is amazing trading. This is amazing trading, right? What it takes. The fact that he took the trade was amazing, right? And the fact that he went big is amazing, right? Even more so, the fact that I mean, guys, really think about this, right? The fact that he managed, right? He managed to get out of it without, we know he's still here, right? So he didn't get hurt really bad, right? He's still here. He's still able to talk about it, right? So took a big trade, right? Guess what? Peter can't control any of this. The only thing he can control is how he managed himself out of this. We get into situations, right? In trading and in life, right? And what we have to do, we can control what happens, right? Things happen out there. It's the way, it's how we react and how we manage the whole process. Okay, that's pretty cool. What we don't want.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Mary.
Peter, you are amazing. And you shared these gifts with us today. You're more amazing. Thank you. And of course, David, you're super amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I totally agree. Peter is just, I mean,
Thank you for the thank you for the compliment, but I wish I had the cash. I just want to say there's a lot of regret looking at this trade, because I remember the day when I first saw my position at the very bottom. I was at work and I was talking to a client. I looked at my account. My position was up $30,000. At that moment, I made a decision in my mind. Should I take the money or should I just let this play out? And then the second time where my account, that position went to $30,000 was when Putin declared the war. And I say, should I get out and take the money or should I let it ride? It's like, I'm going to let it ride. And then when it keeps on going, I was like, okay, time to get out. So there's a lot of regret looking at that trade, but I'm still alive. I'm still surviving. So
yeah,
I wish I had the cash, but thank you for the compliment, but there's a lot of regrets. There's a lot of days where you remember your decision is like, should I take the money or should I let it ride?
And Peter, what did you, after that happened, right? What did you do moving forward to help you with your exits? What did you do?
That's when I quit my job and say, hey, I need to trade full time. I can't have those days where I didn't even have time to actually mull over the decision and just take some cash out. So right now I'm more focused on capital management and just taking profits to build my account.
And what time frame did you add to do that?
Oh, of course, yeah, we started using the 1 hour time frame.
Yeah, 1 hour 30 minutes.
1 hour 30 minutes
Yeah,
to get out.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. So there is a lesson, right, in all of this, right? There is a lesson, and if you guys really think about it, right? Tylac, I remember a few weeks ago, Tylac, right? He said, Dave, I never thought I would be praying, you're right, rooting for Bitcoin to go lower, right? And I remember when Tylac came to us, he just wanted Bitcoin to go higher, right? And now, I mean, think about that, right? Wanting an instrument to go lower so you can buy it cheaper. Normally, we don't think that way, right? Normally, we don't think that way. We just believe that it's going to go up forever. But that's the knowledge, right? Right? Wanting it to go lower, right? Wanting it to keep dropping so that, hey, we can buy it cheaper, right?
Yes, it's the mindset. There's the mindset of an investor and there's the mindset of a trader. Two
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah. And what Peter did here, is he became a trader right here. Right here. He became a trader rather than holding and hoping that we get this markdown phase. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. So good job. Good job. Thanks, guys. Anything else? Anything else? No? All right.
No.
Go ahead.
Thank you, David.
Okay, you guys are welcome. The traders that are local, all right, let me know when you guys want to get into the office. We're not in the office as much anymore. So I'll be sending out some RSVP. So I want you guys, like Anthony, I know you're local.
Right.
Tylak, you guys are local. We'll do some RSVP. So I know you guys want to come into the office, and we'll do our Friday bi-weekly classes in the office if you guys want. Okay. But I need to have a head count on that. All right, guys, take care. And I'll see you guys on Sunday. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Guys, have a good
David.
one.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye-bye.